right, The Joker by the Steve Miller Band. This is a great classic song. So many people recognize it, and it's more of kind of like a beginner level song. So you can learn this riff, start playing it for other people, or even just for your own enjoyment and be really proud of what you've done. So first of all, we need to talk about the tuning for this song. So the original song has the guitar tuned down a full step, which means instead of the strings being E, A, D, G, B, E, it's going to be D, G, C, F, A, D. So take some time right now. You can tune the guitar down that whole step. Again, it's D, G, C, F, A, D. Now, if you don't want to tune your whole guitar down, you can skip to the end of the lesson. I run you through how to play the song in standard tuning. It's just, you'll have to use a bit more difficult chords, and also the riff becomes a little bit more difficult as well. Anyways, let's assume you've got your guitar tuned down, and we're going to carry on. All right, let's start with a very cool, recognizable riff. We're going to start on the 3rd fret of the low E string. We're going to hit that twice, and then you're going to hit the open A string, and then you'll hammer your middle finger onto the 2nd fret of the A string. So it'll be. So you just pick that open A string and then slam your finger down onto the 2nd fret of the A string, and then hit the 3rd fret using your ring finger twice. Once you've got that chunk down, we're gonna hit the 3rd fret of the A string again, 2nd fret of the D string using your middle finger, and then the open D string twice. And then we'll go back to the A string. We're going to do a hammer on again, open string to the 2nd fret. And then we'll play 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 0. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 0, 0. So let's play the whole riff a little bit slow. Now there's kind of a second repetition of this riff, and they add this little section in. So we'll walk back through to that section. I'll show you where that fits in. So we'll play this right through. Second time. 3, 3, 3, 3. And then we play the open D string, hammer onto the 2nd fret, and then hit the open G string twice. So I'll show that second section one more time. And the cool thing is, if you do this right, you can let that open G string ring out as you get back to the 3rd fret again. So it almost sounds like there's 2 guitars playing at the same time, which in the record there is. So here we go. I'm going to play the whole riff with both endings. Now, if you want to give the song more of that signature feel, you want to make sure that you don't let the notes ring out between these little riffs. There's some silences and pauses in there. So I play the 3rd fret. Notice that I mute it then. So it's a combination of a couple things. You're using the meaty section of your palm right here to just gently lay that on the strings that are vibrating, and that'll silence them. And you can also allow the string to come off the fretboard. So whichever note you're fretting, just let that string come off, but you still keep your finger on there. So you can try that right now. Try hitting the 3rd fret, low E string, and then just gently let the string off the fretboard, and you notice that it will silence it. My finger's staying on the string, and that's what stops it from vibrating. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this lesson so far, make sure you check the link below. I've got a free guitar growth bundle, and that will give you a beginner roadmap, intermediate roadmap, finger exercises, a whole bunch of great stuff to help you on your guitar journey, move you to the next level. Pause, pause, pause. And then once you get really comfortable with that, you can also start trying to add in some percussion. So you can kind of slap this meaty section of your palm onto the strings, or you can try and add a bit of a picking motion in there as well. And that'll add that kind of slap or chunk sound in the song. All right, so that's enough about that intro riff. Now let's move on to the chorus. So in the chorus, we're going to use the chord shapes G, C, and D. So G major, C major, and D major. Now keep in mind, while we're playing these shapes, these aren't actually G, C, and D chords because we've tuned the guitar down a full step. Instead of playing a G, it's actually an F chord. Instead of a C chord, this is actually an A sharp or B flat. Instead of a D chord, that's actually a C. We're just playing a G shape, C shape, and D shape. So I'm just going to call them G, C, and D just to keep it simple. So those are our 3 chords that we use. Now in the chorus, I like to use kind of a simple strumming pattern for people just learning the song for the first time. We're going to do a down, 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 up strumming pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So we'll start with G, down, 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 C, back to C, back to G, back to C, to D, back to C, back to C, to C, to C, and D. So you notice on the final repetition in the chorus, they kind of hover on that D chord for a while. So you can kind of get creative with your strumming there instead of just sticking on the down, 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 up. Try adding some up strums, some down strums, some multiple down ups, and also if you want to make it sound like the original recording, you can change this from a D major chord shape to a D sus4 shape. So to do that, all you do is add your pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string, and you go back and forth just like that. And that's common to go back and forth between these 2 chords for lots of different songs like Free Fallin' and so on. So here's how it sounds when you mix in the strumming and also adding in that kind of chord additive with the sus4. So there you go. Chorus, G to C, back and forth a few times, and then to D. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice that this intro riff actually follows along with the chords very well. So if you're more of a higher level guitar player or you want to try a more advanced version of this, you can try playing the chords while also accenting the notes of the riff as well. You'll notice I did that at the start of this lesson. So that'll kind of look like this. So you play the first 2 notes of the G, and then we'll play 4 notes before the C, and then 4 notes before the D, and then we can just finish with the riff here. So you can choose to finish the riff with just the single notes, or you can add in the chord walk down. I like the sound of the chord walk down because it sounds cool, but we'll do both right now so you can try both versions, see what you like and what you're comfortable with. Kind of do a cool pivoting riff like you noticed right there. I'm just picking back and forth between the A string and the G string as you walk back down. And also you can still add in that second ending where they do the. So I hope that gives you a cool example of how you can take just a regular chord progression and build a cool riff from it, or build a riff around it, or add walk-ups and walk-downs. You can start taking some other chord progressions you know and try adding notes in between, or just building a whole separate riff just from that. So I know you've really been looking forward to this part, how to get that whistle sound that they make on the song. So there's multiple ways you can do this. You can experiment with different areas on the neck. I like to use the high E string around the 12th fret and the B string around the 12th fret. So you're going to slide up, and then on the B string, you're going to pick the note, slide up, and then down quite a long ways. So pick the high E string, keep that finger down, and then you can slide on the B string, slide up, and then down. Again, experiment with this, have fun. So you can bug your friends, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. So now if you want to play the Joker in standard tuning, save yourself the time of detuning the whole guitar. Instead of playing the chords G, C, and D, we'll play F, A sharp, or B flat, and then C. And you can play that as a regular open C chord if you like. But I like to play these as bar chords because it makes it very easy to shuffle back and forth. And you can use the exact same strumming pattern as well. The down, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 slide up. So that's our chorus section. Then the intro or main riff gets modified a little bit. So we're going to start on the first fret of the low E string. So you can play that whole song in standard tuning and make it sound almost identical to the original and save yourself all that time tuning down your guitar. Just a slightly more difficult fingering on the chords and also the riff as well. So let's play that riff one more time, a little bit slower. All right, there is the Joker by the Steve Miller Band, how to play that on acoustic guitar in the standard tuning and also in the original tuning of the song. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll also really enjoy my free guitar growth bundle. Make sure you check that down below. Like I said, it's completely free. Or you can check out our song learning guitar path if you want to continue learning songs with the help of myself or an instructor. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next lesson.